This week we have a conversation with Malcolm McFadden, the creator and writer of 615 Comics. We talk about how his experiences inform his writing, the importance of patience, and leaving your mark on the world. All that and more, so stick around and see what else Damon does. DJ Prime, play the music. Welcome to Damon Does, Conversation with Creatives, your nerd space safe place, or where you may find your new fave. I am Damon, father of two, husband of one, and leader of this here Damodcast. Yo, a nerd! My next guest is such a blurred. He decided to create his own comics with 615 Comics, with the main goals is to create real-life situations and dope stories around black characters. Ladies and gentlemen, or wherever you are on the non-binary spectrum, give it up for Malcolm McFadden!
Hey, what's good, everybody? What's good? Thank you for having me on today.
Thank you for taking time out to talk to a perfect stranger. How you doing today?
Yeah, no problem at all. How you doing?
I am well. I get to do this and I get to meet interesting people all the time. This is great.
Hey, I'm with it.
All right, before we get started on and having a creative conversation, where would you like to be found on the internet?
You can follow me at Yo a Nerd on Instagram, or if you want to follow my comics at 615 Comics. The 6 and the 15 is spelled out. You can pretty much just look those up on any social media platform, whether it's TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. You can just look those up, Yo a Nerd at 615 Comics, and you'll find me.
All righty, are you ready to have a creative conversation?
Definitely, always ready.
When did you know you wanted to get into comics?
Well, I've always been a comic book fan, but what really drove me was I was really starting to get mad at some of like the comics from like DC and Marvel that had to do with black characters, where I felt like we weren't getting the shine that we should, and it made me want to start really taking the stories that I had in my head and putting them down on paper.
Was there a definitive point where you pulled the Popeye and you said, I can't stands no more?
I feel like there was a lot of them. I think one really was there's this character, Duke Thomas, for he's a Batman character that they set him up to be a really dope hero. Like they gave him so much backstory, so much build up, and then kind of just let him fall to the side. So that was one of the things that I could say kind of broke the camel's back.
I love how you take your personal stories and your personal struggles and infuse them with your characters and use those to tell stories of healing. I thought that was really neat when I was looking through your characters on your website. I thought that was really cool. I just wanted to shout you out for that.
Oh yeah, definitely. It makes it way easier to write the stories, especially since I've gone through like some of the things I put my characters through. And it kind of actually helps me through those things too, like writing it out. And so it's like therapy in a way.
Do you have anything new coming up?
Oh, new coming up? Oh, definitely. Next comic that's coming out, I have The King's Domain Volume 2. That is, I mean, issue number 2. That will be out at early. I think I'm dropping the Kickstarter for that early 2026. I'm aiming for January. And then right after that, I released another comic called Theme of the Queen of War. And I'm shooting for March. Kickstarter release in March.
Wow, you're gonna be, man, you've been busy and you're gonna be real busy beginning of 26.
I wanted to do a lot more in this year, but things happened to where it kind of pushed me back. But it helped to really shape 2026. So in a way, it's kind of like I keep saying this to myself, like these setbacks were kind of like setups for 2026. So it's been a tough year, but it's shaping out to be a good year in a weird way.
What do you wish you had known when you first started out?
Oh, that's a couple things. Patience. I wish I really knew how much patience I would really need for creating comic books. the process after you're done writing it, that's probably the quickest process there is. And then you got to start work with artists on the inks, the colors, and all that. So, and all that takes time because, of course, they have families and lives too, and also other jobs that they're working. So, patience, one above all, would be one thing I wish I knew beforehand.
You mentioned there was a couple of them. What were the other ones?
I wish I really knew how to communicate with artists and how to not put money in before I know I'm gonna get back what I put my money in for. That would be another one.
What's your go-to order at your favorite hometown restaurant?
Ooh, easy. That would be Rixie's. Shouts to Rixie's. My go-to order is the 5 wings and French fries, extra mambo sauce, and a half and half.
Man, that sounds delicious.
It's great. Oh, it's good. It is great.
Is that a local place?
I'm from Annapolis, Maryland, so it's like one of our carryout spots here. So it's very local well, it's just local to here, but it's great. It's great.
Has it been there a long time?
Yeah, it's been there a minute. It's been there for as long as I know. And actually, it's funny. Somebody had posted on Facebook like Rixie's had closed, and a whole bunch of people believed it, and like everybody was like mad. And then one of my friends, he was so mad, he actually went by there and was like, he sent a picture to everybody. Was like, whoever said that Rixie's was closing is a horrible person because they are just open right now. So yeah, like whoever did that, they put Annapolis like in an uproar. But it's definitely just local to here.
That is wild, and that's really cool though that it's so beloved that it would cause such an uproar for somebody playing a silly prank on social media.
Yeah, it really, yo, when I read it, my heart dropped. I was like, no, I can't. Where am I getting my carry out from? Where am I getting my mambo sauce? Like it was, I was heartbroken. But luckily, they still open.
Thank goodness for that. What are you curious about?
I'm actually a really curious person. So people and the way they think. So I'm a people watcher. I love to watch people. One of my favorite things to do is kind of watch people and try to figure out what they're thinking about at that time, which can be a very fun activity, especially when you're just out watching just random people. It can be a very fun activity to try to figure out what people think about. But that's what people think about on a daily basis, just like random thoughts people have. That's one thing I'm curious about.
How do you use that to inform your writing?
Oh, great question. I actually watch a lot of like writers TikToks, and so this one writer, she basically said that she like when you're out watching people and kind of studying people, see how they talk to each other, see the things they say. She said really like listen to conversations too, like not even just to be like nosy, but to see how people actually talk in day to day. Like she said, like get out of like TVs and stuff like that. Get out of TVs and social media. See how people really interact in everyday life, and then that will help you with like dialogue and like different characters and writing different scenes and stuff like that. That actually is something that I already do. I put my like people watching and I kind of put that into my comics. So like when she said that, I was like, dang, yeah. And I kind of doubled down and really went into doing that.
That's really cool. Have you taken any courses on like psychology or anything like that?
When I went to community college, I took some courses in psychology, and that can go along with the curious thing. I always said like I really should have gone deeper into psychology, but I was young and dumb then. I really like social experiments. I really like that. My friends get mad when I do it to them sometimes, but I really do like kind of like social experiments.
What kind of social experiments are you doing with your friends?
Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Just little things where I just kind of try to see how much I know my friends. With one one friend in particular, like I know him really well, so I'll do things like kind of troll him a little bit. I'll do things to where I just want to see not like always bad things, but I just want to see like what his reaction would be. Well, I want to see if I can guess what his reaction will be. And that's kind of some of the nothing too bad. I don't do nothing too crazy. Like I don't do nothing like a jackass back in the day where they used to do crazy stuff. I don't do nothing like that.
Does he know you do this to him?
Oh yes, he hates it. And it's always funny because half the time I feel like half the time he knows I'm doing it, but he still kind of just he can't help but to go along with it. Like it's certain things like sometimes he can just be like, all right, I'm ignoring you. And then there's certain times where he really just can't help but to do it. So it's hopefully he doesn't watch this video or listen to this. I think I'm gonna send it to him as a social experiment.
I had nothing to do with this. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That would make
yeah.
a.
That. What was your race at?
Not gonna lie, that would make a pretty cool supervillain.
It would. I actually have thoughts of that. Just like a real troll who kind of is like he's not like super evil. He just kind of just trolls people. That to the point where it's like, yo, you gotta put this guy in jail. But I haven't thought about it. I haven't gotten to the point where it's like, what can you do with trolling that isn't necessarily like super evil, but it's enough for somebody to be like, we need this guy in jail. Like he can't just be out free. But I gotta figure out where that line is.
What should I ask you that I didn't know enough to ask?
I guess this is more so something that I would like to talk about, I guess. I love movies. You didn't ask me my top 5 movies.
So, what are your top 5 movies, and what's your criteria?
Top 5 for me is just my favorites. I'm not going to do on a scale of what I think is the best. That's way too hard. That's way too hard. I can only do by what movies that I just enjoy watching that I watch multiple times. And dang, I gave out this question. I don't even know if I know the full answer. All right, let's just go. Zack Snyder's Justice League, and these are in no order. Zack Snyder's Justice League, Pulp Fiction. I'm gonna throw my favorite horror movie in there, Freddy vs. Jason. Um, let's see. Ooh. Mm. Oh, this is tough. I shouldn't have did this. I'm gonna say Super Bad, and what's that, 4? And I'm gonna say He Got Game.
I think I've only seen 2 of those.
Which ones haven't you seen?
I haven't seen Zack Snyder. I haven't seen Freddy versus Jason. The other 3 I've
You
seen.
gotta see. You gotta see Freddy vs. Jason. I love Zack Snyder's Justice League, but if you go watch one or the other first, you gotta watch Freddy vs. Jason. It's an entertaining movie from start to finish.
Duly noted. I know I watched the first, I think, 3 Nightmare on Elm Street movies when I was a kid. So Freddy's got a little piece of my childhood. I have to check that out.
Definitely. Both of them have a big part of my childhood. A big part. Jason and Freddy.
What is a fun fact about you?
I have half a spleen. There is a hole, and since they can't like take it out, there's a whole dead half of a spleen just in my body, just chilling.
Really?
Yeah. I actually I was out ready to go sign job applications, and I was taking a left turn out of a gas station, which I should not have been taking that left turn, but it's a left turn I've taken before, but I shouldn't have been taking that left turn. And a friend of mine,
Why create?
ooh, ooh, ah man, I could go for a little bit about this. Let's start off with because you want to, because you love it, because it fulfills you. Sorry, it fulfills you. That would be my main reason for creating would be because it fills a void. It kind of makes me happy. Like at the beginning, all of us have to work. So this is a better way to answer. Sorry, I'm kind of rambling, but this is a better way to answer it. All of us have to like work and deal with everyday life and deal with insecurities if you have them, just different things that can bring you down. And sometimes just creating, just having that thing to create gives you something to look forward to. It gives you something to do. It gives an outlet. Like me, you talked about earlier about like things, issues I've had in life, and I put that in my writing. It makes me feel better about those problems and issues. One of the biggest things for creating is as a creator, when you create and you put it out there into the world, matter if nobody really sees it or not, that is still out there. When you're dead and you're gone, somebody may actually stumble across what you've done. There's something to remember you by. So something like if you were an artist, that's something that your kids could remember you by. Like my dad, he was a musician, rest in peace to him. But there's still music of him. It's still hard to listen to, but there's still music that he made and stuff like that that just has his memory live on that I can show my grandkids. So if it's doing it for yourself, but also for your legacy to leave something behind to say, hey, like I said, just create something in this world that you put out there. I'm trying to really get the words for it, but it's just like you are putting your stamp on the world. You're saying, hey, I was here. I didn't just go to work. I didn't just, do the everyday life. I wasn't just a worker bee, but I created this thing and I put it out there into the world. So that would be my reason for creating or to tell other people to create.
Thank you very much, Malcolm. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Final thoughts. Well, I was today years old when I learned that a person could survive with half a spleen. Also, I love hearing about writers directly using their experiences to inform the writing and the importance of practicing a little patience. As a creative and a parent, that's always a wonderful and timely reminder. What did you get out of it? Let me know. Leave a comment below if you're watching this on YouTube, and if you're listening to this on your podcast app, leave a review or send me an email. Well, leave a review anyway, and then send me an email at demondoes, all one word, 2 D's in the middle, @gmail.com, and let me know what you think. Thank you for joining us, whether it's your first time or this time. If you like what you heard, tell the world. Like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube, or go to your favorite podcast app and leave a 5-star review. Either way will help more join the conversation. And until next time, see it, hear it, speak it, live.